Before we read our selection today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a zigzag line. Now, a zigzag line is the line that I have up on the screen right now, and a zigzag can also describe the way something moves or the line of movement. So if you're moving in a zigzag line, you zig this way, then you zag back the other way. Zig and zag, zig and zag. And maybe you can even make a zigzag motion with your hand, showing the way a zigzag line would move through the air. Now, the story that we have today is called The Bus, and it is from the genre nursery rhymes. Now, remember that nursery rhymes is a made-up story in rhyme. It's very short, and words that rhyme are used to make it more amusing or interesting, or to help the reader remember it more easily. Now, our essential question that we're going to be thinking about as we read The Bus is, how can you describe motion? How can you describe motion? And we talked about one way already, and that is that zigzag line. Now, we're going to be using the comprehension strategy, making connections and summarizing as we read The Bus. When you make connections, it helps the reader connect your own experience to what's happening in the story, and that helps you to understand it better. And good readers also connect the words in the story to the illustrations or the pictures. By noting things that are alike in the story, good readers add to their understanding of the topic that's being read about, such as how things move. All right, and when you summarize a story, it helps you keep track of what's happening in the story and to focus on those important or the key details. So let's go ahead and read The Bus, and this is a traditional nursery rhyme. It's been adapted by Elizabeth Donovan and illustrated by Merrill Rainey. So I think as I read it, you're going to really hear that it's a very familiar story. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Now remember, good readers make connections between the words and the illustrations and their own experiences to help understand the story better. So look at the illustrations on this page. We see a bus moving on the road and the words round and round describing how the wheels on the bus move. I make a connection to my own experiences as I've watched cars and buses move down the street. The wheels on the cars and the buses move in circles. So I understand that the author describes the circular motion with the words round and round. And does it sound familiar to you? Yes, I'm sure that it does. The wheels on the bus go round and round all through the town. The driver on the bus goes fast and slow, fast and slow, fast and slow. The driver on the bus goes fast and slow all through the town. Now, I can make another connection after reading these two pages because I often ride the bus and the driver is always slowing down or speeding up. And it doesn't say why the driver is going fast and slow in the story, but I know that the driver slows down when he stops to pick up people and even for red lights. And the bus driver speeds up or goes faster when there's a long distance between stops. And as I make this connection, it helps me understand why the bus driver goes fast and slow. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down all through the town. Now remember, good readers summarize what they've read to help them remember key points in the story. And at this point in the story, we've learned about the three ways things move on a bus. The wheels go round and round, the driver goes fast and slow, and the people go up and down. The bus on the road goes zig and zag, zig and zag, zig and zag. The bus on the road goes zig and zag all through the town. And that's exactly what we talked about before we started, a line that goes back and forth like this one is a zigzag line. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep all through the town. Okay, so let's stop here to summarize now that the author introduced 2 more details about this bus. We already summarized the first part. The wheels go round and round, the driver goes fast and slow, the people go up and down. Now we've also read that the bus on the road zigs and zags and the bus horn beeps. Now summarizing these key details will help us retell the story later. The wipers on the bus go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The wipers on the bus go back and forth all through the town. Look at the illustrations on this page, pages 16 and 17. We see rain falling, a man standing with the umbrella, and the wipers going back and forth on the windshield. The wipers on the bus go back and forth describe how the wipers on the bus move. And I can make a connection to my own experiences that wipers are used to move the rain off the windshield so the driver can see better. Even though the story doesn't say that it's raining, I know that the wipers are moving back and forth so the driver can see while it rains. The doors on the bus pull open, then shut, open, then shut, open, then shut. The doors on the bus pull open, then shut, all through the town. Now I can make another connection after reading these 2 pages. This is a connection between my experience riding a bus and the words in the story. I know from my experience from riding the bus that the driver pushes a lever out to open the door, and he pulls the lever back to close the door. The door almost always squeaks open and whooshes shut. As I make this connection, I understand how the bus driver in this story opens and shuts the door and the sounds that the opening and shutting of the doors make. Oh, that is the end of our story. I apologize. I'm going in the wrong direction. I want to get back to our vocabulary, and that's from the beginning of our story. There we go. Here are some of the words that we're going to be doing. One of the words in your vocabulary is the word wheels. Now, a wheel is a round object that turns on its center or axis, and it's used on cars and trucks and buses and all kinds of things to help them move more easily. So that's the wheels on the bus, and I'm sure you know that. The other word that I want to take a look at is the word through. Now, through means from the beginning to the very end. So as the bus moves through the town, it starts on one side of town and it goes all the way to the end of town. The bus is moving through the town, which brings me to our next vocabulary word, which is the word town. And a town is an area with buildings where people live and work, and it's larger than a village, but it's smaller than a city. So it's kind of in between the two. It's bigger than a village, but it's smaller than a city, is a town. And there's one more that I want to talk about today, and that is the word driver. And the driver is the person that controls the bus or the car or some other type of vehicle. And the driver in this story is, of course, a bus driver. I will include some discussion starters with this assignment so that you can talk with your big person a little bit more about how things move and how words describe motion.